raw video today. So right now I'm in Con. That's my brother right there. We are staying at the old king of Belgium's house. Now the reason that I'm showing you this is because I want to explain something about traveling when you're an entrepreneur. By far, everyone sees like the travel and they're like, oh, I really want to do that. I really want to do that. That's the thing. Like, I feel like that's what I want to do. I want to have these crazy experiences and I want to go XYZ places. Well, the thing that no one really realizes is that when you're running a business and you employ a ton of people and everyone relies on you to make money and the business doesn't run without you, regardless of what business it is, everyone says, oh, passive income. Yeah, I mean, true, but no, unless you're doing like insane numbers or you have a genuinely like a side hustle that runs, every single business is not passive. There are businesses that can become passive, but as far as passive income, it's not real. Okay, so the point that I'm getting at is that this is the most stressful time that I've had in the past 2 years, has been being in Europe for 14 days. And keep in mind, like right here, I literally have a chef in there making dinner. This guy's selling this house for $22 million. It's an Airbnb. We have view of all of Cannes. Absolutely amazing place. Wouldn't trade being here for anything. But I'm so ready to get home. And the reason for that is literally just because you don't have time to do as much as you think. And regardless of what anyone says, it is so much, for me, it's so much easier to be focused and grinding when you are like in your office space, you have your monitor, all that stuff. It's just easier. And to be honest, I just want to go home and work. We've been a little slow, not little slow, but we had 2 slow days. And then yesterday, everyone I'm with went to Monaco. I stayed home. We booked like 15 calls, all minimum doing like 20K a month. So I'm just ready to get back and stop being here. And you have to understand that like with the ability to come to these places, you have way more responsibility. And so you actually get to enjoy them way less. Now, have I still loved my time? Yeah. Do we still have like a ridiculous pool? This is my brother. Do we still have like a pool house? Yeah, cool, whatever, who cares? But like the point is you want to work when you're on the level of like scaling super hard. And a couple things that I've learned, I wrote down in my notes. Number one, just like seeing all the changes in info recently, the best thing right now is literally just talking about your life, but in a way that makes people actually hear your genuine thoughts. You're not like fabricating shit. You're just being a human and allowing people to listen to what you say. Because when you do that, you're not going to have to do push marketing. You're just going to be attracting people that actually want to speak to you because you're just being yourself. And guess what happens when you attract people that want to speak with you when you're being yourself? You get clients who are so easy to work with because the reason they're working with you is because they like your true self. That's it. So it's like, you need to end up just saying, okay, I'm not going to try to paint any picture. I'm just going to show what's happening. I'm going to give as much value as possible. And I'm going to be myself, because then the people you work with will end up being successful just because they trust you so much more, since you're being, the guy who's just so authentic. Now, another point that I want to make, and this is not super relevant to info, it's just relevant to productivity as a whole. Coffee. Dude. When I got here, because I have a coffee machine when I'm home that's like very close to me. So I have a ton of coffee every day. Now, when I got we're in France now, but I was in Italy at first. When I got to Italy, yes, there was a coffee machine, but for some reason I just wasn't drinking coffee. I was so much less efficient, and I was honestly just not as, I just need coffee to work. If you ever feel lazy, unproductive, if you ever feel like you don't know what to do, if you ever feel a lack of motivation, drink some motherfucking coffee, because it will actually change everything. If you're someone who says, oh, like coffee doesn't work for me, you're an idiot, because you just need to have more of it. Like here, hold up, I'll show you guys. In there, it's motivated me, right, to make more money. That right there, in the dead center of the screen, is a coffee machine, okay? that is a coffee machine. I had to run and get a new SD card. But what I was saying is the coffee machine in there, first off, it's like 15 grand. So it motivated me to want to get a coffee machine like built into my house. It's not like a coffee like Keurig or whatever. It's actually built into the house. And I've been having 4 double espressos within like the first 2 hours of the morning. Have been so wired the past 2 days. These have been my most productive 2 days because I'm so sick of being, not sick of being here in an ungrateful way, but sick of being here because I want to get back to my habitat and just be focused on scaling as much as possible, right? Also, the time change, once you have employees that work on Eastern time or whatever time zone you are, that's another thing that you have to think about. So in order to stay up, guess what the solution is? Coffee. Okay, I'll skip to the next topic. I'm gonna skip traveling because we've talked about that quite a lot. Content equaling exponential. So what I mean by this is that there are different categories of things that you do in your business. Everyone knows this, right? First of all, there's the linear category. Linear category is when you are taking one action and you get one benefit, or you maybe get one benefit. For example, taking a sales call. If you're a business owner, one action, taking that one sales call, gets you the chance to have one more sale. That is not how a business owner should operate once they're past 30K a month, because like 0 to 10K, 10 to 30, you have to bite the bullet and just grind all day. But once you're past 30, you have money to delegate, you have money to train, you have money to automate, all that stuff. And the point that I'm making is that content is an action that's exponential, because if you grow a personal brand, one single action is going to lead to growth forever, because that piece of content could always get traction. It will always be looked at by, leads who need to get nurtured, all this stuff. And when you can only focus on exponential action, that's when your business, guess what, is gonna fucking grow exponentially. When you're doing all the linear stuff, like, it's just, you're gonna feel stuck in this loop. So people say delegate, they say automate, they say invest in systems, invest in AI. At the end of the day, if your time isn't being put into 2 things, in those 2 categories I'll tell you in a second, then you're screwed. You're gonna be stuck in that cycle forever. It doesn't matter what you do. Now those 2 things, number 1, like I said, is innovative marketing. PBD taught me this, I'm in his mentorship. Innovative marketing, so content, ads, some sort of new discount or promo or new offer that's unique to every single person, because one action's gonna lead to a ton of sales in the future. Number 2, and this is, I'd argue, most important, the number 2 exponential action is leadership development. Yes, it's great to delegate, but if you can actually train someone into being a leader, because then they can start doing exponential action for you, and then it just tenfolds. It just takes off. You see this shit? Fucking, I think the airport's right here. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, or wait, no. The airport's all the way back there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that bitch just fucking takes off. And that's all you need. It really is. And if you're focused on the linear things, you're just gonna end up being fucking stuck. You're gonna be making your wages. You're gonna be like hoping that you hit 30K a month or 50K a month. You're not gonna be actually scaling in a systemized way, and you're screwed. So it's that simple. And my chef agrees. Anyways, lastly, very, very important, ads. What I've learned on this trip, because for so long, I think some of you know my story. I was banned on ads when I turned 13 years old. I had to start a solution software company to essentially steal leads from competitors. Now I'm full-time in coaching, consulting, and systems, which is what I love more, because I love talking to people. I love seeing people actually grow and build their journey. I still have my SaaS company, but it's it's on the back burner. It's pretty much everything that needs to be done is already done. The point that I'm making, ads, since I can now run them, I got finally found a way to run them. Ads are so good, but the concentrated attention that you will get, you need to settle. So for example, even with content, even if you're posting trial reels, you're posting good content, if you are not capitalizing on the attention that you're getting, you're just not gonna make any fucking money. For instance, something I talked with one of my clients about, he was like, hey, I'm worried, I'm not getting enough views, man. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna scale. I was like, how many followers are you getting a day from ads? He was like, 25. I was like, okay, like, I'm sure they're not all qualified, but some probably are, right? And he sells B2C too. So qualification is much easier. And then I asked him what his monthly impressions were. His monthly impressions, his monthly reach on his Instagram profile or professional dashboard, whatever the fuck it's called, was 134,000. Picture 134,000 people in your head. If you've ever been to like a football game, American football or like soccer, I know I have a lot of European people that watch me, football, whatever you want to call it. If you've ever been to a stadium, the average stadium has like 70,000 people. So it's double that, and that's how many people see you in a month. I said it to my client, and he was like, holy shit, you're right. So if there's anything that I need to kind of make apparent to all of you, it's that you will never make a lot of money if you don't develop systems to capitalize the attention that you do get. There's a reason why people with 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 followers, even like 500 can make like 50 to 100K per month. It's just because they capitalize on the attention that they do get and they don't complain about it. You're only gonna really get inbound leads that like close after like maybe 2 or 3 years of building a brand. Like it takes a while to get that. Yeah, you'll get the occasional one, but for it to be pretty predictable and systemized, I mean, you're going to need to grind that out forever. And that's just the truth. So if you need to understand where you're going right now, just focus purely on scaling your personal brand because it's exponential. We say bye.